My family's been chasing California gold for generations. Now it's my turn, and I'm risking everything to finish what they started.
And today I have one mission, to get a gold sample right from the bedrock. The story goes that back in the day, the ground on bedrock was worth 7 to 10 ounces per 100 yards. If that's true, at today's prices, that would be $500 a yard. So naturally, I've been super keen to get out and run some tests, but I've had to push this trip back a few days because of what just happened.
So I got stung by a bee in the mouth. And it's crazy looking.
I wish, too bad it didn't happen on the top lip.
Oh my god, dude.
People pay a lot of money for that.
So gnarly right now.
So after a quick trip at the hospital for a couple of shots, now I'm on my way up to the mine. And with us making such good progress in the last few months, I'm stopping off to pay my respects to my late Uncle Rick.
You can mine that whole damn bar on this side, which is about 3 or 4, 5 acres.
He lived on the mine as a child and is one of the main reasons I started doing this thing in the first place.
It's a foggy day over here at the cemetery. So it's been a while since I've been here, and I want to come and see Uncle Rick's grave and just kind of like revisit like the reason the whole thing started, the whole like kind of mine idea. A big part of it was Uncle Rick. He proposed it. When he died, it was kind of sudden, and he was in pretty good health, but he died in a car wreck, and after that, no more. So that was over a year ago, and since then we've done a lot at the mine, so I thought I'd just kind of show up and say my respects. Yeah, this is where he's buried. Here you are, huh? Loving a husband, father, and papa, and loving uncle. I definitely think that Uncle Rick would be proud of all the stuff that we've done, and he wouldn't want anybody to go too far and push it so that they, break the bank or make it so they can't do their normal life. That's not what Rick would ever want. But at the same time, Rick was somebody that wanted to push the limits just to see what would happen. He was a smart dude and just a fun person. I'm proud to have him as a family member, and I think he would want to be hanging out with us doing the work. But I guess, honestly, he just is here. He's here with us right now, and he's always there. I mean, I do feel like that, so. All right, so today we're going to be heading up to the mine. We're going to get down to Bedrock. The plan is to get down to Bedrock. We need to get there. We need to get to Bedrock. We need to test it. That's like the #1 goal. I have the equipment to do it. I have the time to do it. I'm tired of waiting around. Like, if we don't test this stupid Bedrock, then I'm always going to wonder what the hell's going on with it. I got a lot of people help me today. I got the whole family helping me. I got Elliot, I got Gideon, Lucetta, Nancy, James. Shoot, we got them all.
Sweet. Oh my god. You guys are doing stuff. Yes, this is exactly what we're talking about. I have not seen this. This is my first time seeing all that junk ready to haul out of here.
Yep.
Wait, you crushed it with an excavator?
Yeah, it was set. We can rip it to bits if we want to.
Was it fun crushing it?
It was very fun. I have it all on video.
So ever since we bought out my other family members and gained full ownership of the mine, it's been covered in abandoned vehicles and trash left by people who used to squat here. And these are not only a total eyesore, but are preventing us from setting up any new living quarters on the mine. And we're gonna need a place like that when we're done testing and start to run some serious pay. But thankfully, we finally have big enough equipment to do what we need to do, so it's time for a good old clean out.
All right now James is locking up the tractor, and then we're gonna pull the trailer out and we're gonna repark it, because this is gonna be a new space where we have like a community hangout bathroom area probably. All right, stop! Stop! Oh yeah! You barely have a hold of it.
Isn't it good that all of this?
It's so good. It's like, it looks so pretty. Like, totally so opened up here. I can imagine now coming up and, like, starting to rehab it and, like, plant flowers. And, like, it used to be so pretty when Daniel's grandma and grandpa lived up here. There were gardens and
well, all of this is like, it's like 3 old beat up cars that, but it's all in one place. It's like ready to get picked up with the excavator and thrown into a big old trailer and brought to the scrapyard. And it's gonna be great. Isn't that good?
Yeah, so excited.
So this is the first time all the family is camping out here. And we've got a trailer and our military truck, which is our home away from home on 50-inch wheels.
This is such a beauty. I love this bad boy.
This, all of this stuff right here, is the only thing that we need to survive.
So that's a
This is to boil water. These are filters. This is coffee making shindig. Butterscotch for protein. And some
Are you taking
coffee
my
ground.
butterscotch?
What?
What?
Your butterscotch is my butterscotch.
Oh. Got him. That was smooth and simple.
Because he didn't know.
Oh god, Chuki's gonna... Good.
Got him.
It's always a special occasion for me when my family comes up to the mine. As the 5th generation of Kramers to work here, not only is my pursuit of gold for them, but it's a place that we all have an important connection to.
It's so cool!
However, I can't let that distract me from the mission, finding gold on Bedrock. Because as incredible of an experience as this is for my kids, it will go away if we don't find some serious gold, so let's get to it.
Yeah, there's so much crap in here. Yeah, I mean, there's everything from guns to guitars. Of course, we gotta have guns, guitars, and blood and gold. Now there's chainsaws. I mean, to come out here, you have to have like, yeah, you have to have fuel, you have to have lubricant, you have to have like everything to grease these things up. You know, you gotta get the equipment over here. I mean, you gotta be an electrician, you gotta be a mechanic, you gotta be a welder. You pretty much have to know everything if you're gonna try and do it over here by yourself, which, you know, I don't know everything, obviously, but that's okay. We got all these people that can help us out.
Yeah.
I'm trying to build a fire because it kind of went out, but it's not doing so great. It's getting a flame. These like burn really well, so.
Yeah, this burn well.
Is it better than spill?
Much better.
Yeah, also, yeah, you know, for all the people that are like wondering a little bit more like what we do, like our kids were homeschooled. 2 of them were birthed at home. We said it was, she was born right in the living room at the house. And everybody said, kind of like the mine, they're like, you can't do that. Not only is it stupid and illegal, and no, yeah, you can actually. And the kids were homeschooled, and we always kind of, oh, how are they going to be socialized? What's going to happen to them? I mean, we didn't know, but Elliot was at the top of his class right away.
And what better education for the kids than to be out here learning the meaning of hard work? My dad worked out here as a child, so did my Uncle Rick, and even I helped out running equipment when I was just a few years old.
Okay, so we're gonna like clear this out, right, Dad?
Yeah, this is like the road that's going to actually be what we use for coming in and out, because eventually we're going to get rid of this road that's over there so that we can mine all of that going that way along the bedrock and chase the bedrock that way.
Do you think we'll ever be able to get a car like down this road?
Yeah, just a little bit more work on it, and it'll be cleaned up.
Yeah.
So the last time out, the boys and I spent a few long days building this road, which is going to be our key to maximizing efficiency in the pit. And while it's not quite ready for cars, it is ready for us to deliver pay dirt to the high banker in a fraction of the time it used to take.
So getting a little chance to train, kind of just like picking stuff up, practicing with that.
What? Just tell me when to stop recording.
Gideon's 14 and Elliot's 16, so he's about to be 15. Yeah, he's about to be 17. Well, in May, I guess. So freshman in high school and junior. And Elliot's been operating this stuff for a couple of years.
Well, right here, the bedrock is right there, and it goes in kind of like a channel. So the bedrock goes up on this side, and goes up on this side, and leaves this channel. We think it was like an ancient river, which that means there could be gold right in the middle there. And we're not completely sure if they already mined that out or if not, but our best bet right now is we're just gonna test a bunch of places to know where to mine once we do get a bigger operation. Because right now all we're working with is that little high banker, and we're obviously all very green on a big machine. So basically right now we're working on smaller scale so we can get practice on larger scale.
Yeah, so let's go run it, huh? So the thinking was like, yeah, let's go down in the bedrock. Not in the bedrock, but just the material right above it, virgin ground. Because that's what they were saying, they were finding the richest gold. So like right here's the contact. They hadn't mined that. They're like, this is the bedrock. Super blocky, super heavy. You know, it's fractured, so it's easy enough to break up. So I could see how things could get in the cracks over time. And they were saying, you know, that there was quite a bit in there. So we'll find out because we're in it. And you see the contacts like probably like right in there. Right above it is all material that's from the river. Below it's the bedrock. So we got a little bit of both together right here in this set of piles. So if we run it, we'll get a little estimate on that. Yeah, long term, I think the best thing would be to come up here and just move some of that out of the way. If this is like a good zone to like chase back, then I would just like probably do something like sit here or sit there and try and knock the top material down, and then you could chase it easier and not be crushed, because that rock would be bad news if it's the tractor, dude. Crush you real fast. If it's a bunch of fractures, little tiny fractures everywhere in the bedrock, you think, right? The gold's gonna go and land on bedrock, but then it gets into the cracks and crevices because it's heavy. So if it really is in there, then great, that's worth testing. But it's not where it came from. You know, it's coming from upstream in the river gravel. So I don't want to just like monkey around with a bunch of rock that has nothing in it. But because it's in that contact zone and because of the evidence that we've heard about it being in that, then we should try it, and then we'll know. And we can also try on that side, and then we can try over here on this side where I'm building the road down. And essentially, like, all of this hasn't been mined. Going this way, it's a lot of material. Going that way, that's near, you know, it's not super deep. This is not gonna have groundwater. It's not gonna have issues with that. Like by the time you get down here in the pit's super deep. To get to bedrock, you gotta go way down into that hole, and that gets huge above you at that point. That's a massive amount. I mean, sure, we might want to mine it because maybe there's a lot of gold in it, but I want to know more about this really rich zone. So let's do it. Okay. Go to the pit right there.
Oh shoot, okay.
See, what I was trying to do is get this. See this? If I build this road down to there, then we can dig all that bedrock area out, all that, and start going that way.
Yeah. Oh god, it's cool.
You get all that crap out. There's a lot of pyrite.
Well, back to work. We gotta get back to work.
Back to work.
Well, that didn't pan out, quite literally. But we were just taking a stab in the dark, panning out of the bedrock itself as opposed to the rich ground on top of it. For all we know, that spot could have been already mined out. And in the meantime, the boys have been piling up pay dirt. And now our high bank master, as we'll call him, James, is here to run it for us.
What's up, man?
What's happening?
How you doing?
I'm here. How you doing?
Good,
It's better every minute I'm here.
So we're gonna try and run that little bedrock contact with the soil, because the story goes now is that it was so rich right there that the last guys that were in here, when they were doing it, they were getting like 7 to 10 ounces now a day.
Soon it's going to be up to 15 to 20 ounces. The lore is growing.
But its curiosity is to see like if it really is that rich there or
Right.
not. I mean, it either is or it isn't.
100 yards is a lot different than what we're doing, though.
That's for sure. Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
It's a lot different. Yeah. What are we
So-
doing? Tiny bits.
A yard or two a day if we're lucky. We'll try to set it up different, and we'll let the black sand flow through it so that we're just trying to catch gold, because I think the last couple of times doing that, trying to slow it down, has just caused
More
a
problems?
lot of the fine to ride out on the black sand.
Have you met James? Yeah, remember, this is Lucetta. Daughter Lucetta.
Nice to meet you.
James. That's it. Gold. Nice job. Now some of you guys are going to say, why are they using that tiny sluice? It's for testing.
Why are we using this tiny sluice, huh?
Yeah, wait a minute. Why are we using this anymore? There's plans. There's bigger plans. Obviously, I beat myself to death. I can't talk. I got a red eye. I'm dying here. Like, if you want to help us out, hit that button to subscribe. Save a life. Save a life. Help us out. Because if we have you subscribe, we might be able to one day have proper equipment to do the things we need to do instead of a shovel. But until you help us, we're here. We're stuck. That's it. See, this leg is bedrock. And you can tell like it's really fractured just by looking at it, because it's got a lot of weathering features, and precipitation and red and brown and things along all these faces. So it already was totally cracked, and water was going down in there, depositing, moving minerals around. So like all of this really fractured stuff at the top.
Is that perfect flow or should it go more?
No, that's probably even a little bit fast. We'll probably turn it down a little bit.
So what's that called?
This?
Yeah.
It's called a La Trappe.
La
They're made in
Trappe.
Canada.
It's a La Trappe. Quebec from my heritage days. My grandpa's from Quebec. My grandpa was born in 1899. How's that possible? Oh, right there, baby.
Right there.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
It's that phone's really good.
So that you can see it.
Pieces right there.
When you see how slow this material's moving across here,
It gives the gold time to.
well, you can tell that, I mean, if you've ever seen gold underwater, under pressure, you would be amazed at what it takes to move gold. We've stood in raging water and we're pulling rocks out and dirt's blowing by, right? I'm like, I got the nozzle there to try it because it's moving so fast.
Yeah.
And I got under there and I started moving what's left. And there was just a little itty bitty ridge of bedrock there, and this little flake of gold just stood up there and started spinning like a top. And it wouldn't move because the water was just right, and I stopped moving. It was so cool.
There's one right there, dude. Oh, nugget!
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 White.
Oh, we're back on. We're back on our game right now, boys. Everybody was getting down the dumps. People are sick, they're wounded. Fingers are cut.
The voice is lost.
Voices are gone, but you feel different once you got the gold on your face.
You gotta
When you
get
get
the gold on.
when you get that gold back on your
You gotta
face.
keep the gold on.
I like how that piece just hasn't moved.
It makes sense too, you know, that the price of gold, the way it was back then, and what they paid for the mine, it all pencils out.
Yeah.
They paid $500,000.
It's
That was a lot
crazy
back
what
then.
people used to pay for mines. When you read back,
$500,000 they paid
in
back then.
1850, I saw right after the gold rush, and they're finding veins. There's reports of people selling gold mines for millions of dollars back
then.
in the 1850s.
James is totally right. This place has always been a hotspot for gold. There's so many stories around here of big discoveries in these mountains. And while my family made a good living from the mine, there's no way they got it all. And while our geophysics tests support that theory, that there's a lot of gold still here, this will be the first of many tests to prove that out. But I'll be shocked if it's around that rumored 7 to 10 ounces per yard, because that would be really wild.
We have that vial
We should start a new vial.
Take the cap off of that. Where'd I just hand that to you?
But you want to just
Yeah,
like, put it
take,
that way?
take the cap off of it.
There's gold in there right now. How big is it?
Oh yeah.
Wait, let me see. Oh, sweet.
Dude, it's there.
There it is. It's on the inside. You're good.
It's a super good start, that's for sure. But now, the new day is upon us, and it's time to refine all our concentrate and see if the proof is in the pan.
We're gonna clean this out. We didn't check this yet, so we're gonna see how much of this is from that load off the bedrock. How much gold did we get? I think we ran about half a yard.
Yeah, I think that's enough.
Isn't it? I need my glasses.
Here, let me see. That's gold. Oh, wow.
Right.
Oh yeah, there's lots.
Yeah, there's quite a bit.
Whoa. How do we not see that? We got to get that piece.
We will. It's just setting on the screen.
Sweet.
That's what I said. You still have to run what's on the screens. It's just you don't want to. You want to run what goes through that screen across that, and nothing bigger than that, because then it starts to go places.
All right,
So we definitely have color. So we just got to get water in that bucket.
All
We
right.
probably need 10 gallons of water.
Okay.
water it is. I didn't see all of them, but there was that big one, and then there was quite a few that he got. So it's in the bottle over there. So that's already out of there. Plus, in the concentrate, there's a bunch. So I'm thinking this might be our richest one yet. We can weigh it out at the end if we get a little closer.
So then we got to set this thing up. It's like a gold cube, kind of. It'll just run the gold really slow, and you just have the box barely tilted at all so that it runs pretty flat across there, and it'll run really slow, and it'll just push the black sand and leave the gold on the mat, and you'll have less to pan out.
Because it just needs to be like the base of that pump that's submerged, right?
Yep. Put all the fine stuff in it. Wow. So little pieces.
Oh, yeah.
There it is. Look at that. You can just see it right there. It really looks
This
really
is truth
good,
and dare,
Daniel.
and I dare you
Wow.
to beat this pan.
This looks
Anybody,
like
if
the
you're
best-
watching this right now, try and beat this pan.
Oh, my God.
Look at that piece that's in
Golden
there.
glory.
That looks so good.
This isn't blood and gold. This is golden glory for now.
Golden glory.
Golden glory, aka blood and gold.
Oh, wow. I think this may be the best pay we've ever run. We ran so much before. We ran 5 times as much as we did this time and didn't get that much. And I see...
Well, I think it has a lot to do with the sluice box that we were using too. Because I saw, the last time I ran, the sluice box looked really good.
Yeah.
And when you clean it out and you notice that there's holes in the side of it, you lose a lot when the fine will just run out those 2 holes when you go to clean it.
About half yard?
For what we ran, this is
If
really
that.
Yeah, if that.
If that.
If
okay?
that, yeah, probably true. What do you think? Third of a yard?
good. No, probably half a yard.
You didn't run a half yard.
Yeah, it's probably less. We can calc it out. I just need to get on the internet and see what the size of that
But
bucket
we
is.
ran like 5 buckets, so...
Yeah, but we didn't
No,
use it all. We
Because
didn't
there's
use it
a
all.
bunch of it still sitting there.
I mean, if this is more... What would make this good? Like a gram?
That
No,
would
there's
be
30 grams.
super exceptional. A quarter of a gram would be amazing. If we ran a quarter of a yard or a third of a yard and you got a quarter of a gram, then that means you're getting a gram a yard, which is what we talk. I mean, that's $100 a yard.
Wow, look at that. Beautiful.
So the signs are really good. We got nuggets, nugget. And finds.
Oh, we did all right, Daniel.
Look at that. It's time to dry it out and weigh it up and see if the old legend of the 7 to 10 ounces per 100 yards could even be possible.
I'm really curious now. I'm gonna figure out exactly what that bucket holds, and then we'll know. Because we're about to find out the weight. If we know the weight and the volume, we have a really good idea of what we're dealing with. Really good outcome. This is definitely the best one we've done, for sure, by far. So, I mean, we didn't do very much work.
It'll take a little bit.
Whew. 0.25 grams. Wow.
0.28. That's
Okay. So if that's the case, so a gram per 3 yards, that means for every 100 you get an ounce, basically. So 100, so that's a little different than 7 to 10.
I guess what we found out is that the results are a little less than the legend. That's no surprise. And because the last miners were so sketchy, we've got to collect our own information. But at least we are starting to understand that ground in different ways, and we just need to test, and test.
You know, that's why you have to run a bigger sample, because just testing a little hole here and saying, oh, this is what we're getting, because that's what we're doing. You know, we're testing a little tiny hole, and so it's not completely accurate.
Yeah, and where was it coming from even? Was it coming from the bedrock part, or was it coming from the stuff right above it?
I think the thing to take away from it is it's there, and we just need to keep working towards getting that bigger sample, which would be more accurate.
Yeah.
You know, every time you see a bigger operation run, what do they do? What's a real sample?
Yeah.
100 to 1,000 yards, and that's what they consider a real sample, because the gold lays in layers, like your dad said. You know what I mean? In streaks, and when you test just a small hole,
you get a pocket.
You're not
getting
getting
anything.
a streak or all the different layers of concentration that actually exist.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So I wouldn't be frustrated over it. I mean, we got
gold there.
We got bigger gold. That's coarse gold. That's good. I think that's good.
$135 for a gram per yard. We're getting a third of that. Yeah, $45 a yard.
Well, it's obviously dependent on the place, sir. We did that one pan with Dave up in the side there, and that was a great pan under that rust area.
Yeah. You know, it definitely depends on the place, but if the low end is 45, that's good.
For an ounce?
Mm-hmm. That's $8,325 if you did that. But there's actually more material in that, but that was like mineable. So that doesn't count for any kind of like really rich stuff. So I think what we need to do is just test more. I think everybody said that, dude. Many people that have talked about it have said test more locations, then you'll know more. You know, and they had old samples that we looked at before too, that were part of their original assessment. So they had their values. My grandfather, and they did the patent and stuff, so they had those. So, we can't trust any of the stuff that they were giving my grandpa, but we also haven't verified that. So if we find a really rich spot, it'll be interesting.
We need to get ourselves down into the base of that pit and just see what the pit is there. Like, seriously.
Let's go.
That's where it was supposedly the richest. It was very rich all the way down in the base of the pit. And that's where I really want to test. We have to just pump out the water.
Like you said, that rusty area that was way up high that we did with Dave, we could be pulling a whole bunch out there and it might be super rich. So what we've learned is there's definitely gold there. We need to have a better way to do larger sample sets and figure out how to get deeper into fresh, untouched bedrock area. But it's not that different in the volume, I don't think, from the stuff we saw above. So like consistently throughout, there's that kind of gold. It's not super rich. So what it means is that somewhere, if the truth of what they said is that there's these pockets or there's these zones that are super rich, we haven't gotten into them. And that's exciting enough to know that they probably do exist, we just haven't gotten to them. But the consistency of what we have seen from top to bottom is that it is like, there's enough gold there that makes it worth it to go ahead and mine it just because of that. And that means there's a lot of material that you could run. It's just not as rich as what they were talking about, which is unrealistically rich. When you're talking about 7 to 10 ounces for 100 yards at bedrock, I mean, that may or may not be true. That ends up being a lot of money. This right here is consistent and kind of matches up with what I think they probably were doing based on the numbers that they would be giving to my grandpa, which were like kind of very low in numbers. that's still a lot of money. That's still a couple million a year if you're mining it full time. It's just not the quick, giant masses. And so what we need to do, I think, is test more of the bedrock, but we need to also test more of the just general material all over. And we also need to have a way better wash plant setup so we can just do more. Run more. Sample. We need to sample like 50 spots.
Get in, just drop the gold. Get in, just with being stupid and drop the gold.
No. That's not what happened.
Good job, buddy.
Did he really?
Yes, he actually just...
That is not what happened.
Come here. Well, look. Tell me what do you think happened.
So our first real test showed $45 a yard. Even though it's all over the back of the truck right now.
It's fine. We're just gonna.
So it's all right there, huh?
It's all. It's not.
So why don't you back away from it and never ever walk over here again?
It's not true.
Gideon dropped it.
That is not true. I didn't drop all of the gold. You did all of it in that little
Like
tin.
50 cents worth of gold spilled out on here.
But that's okay. We'll manage to get it all back in the vial eventually.
Don't let that like flick. Great, now it's all stuck to the inside. I hate that.
I can see it though. That's not how you guys are supposed to do it. I'm unsubscribing.
I'm just glad we're making progress. We're starting to learn from ourselves, and it's exciting. It's exciting to be out there doing this work that my family's been trying to do for years. And all of you, I get calls all the time from people looking to hang out on the site, offering up to come out, and it doesn't go unnoticed. I keep track of all those people. We just don't have a need for any help right now out there yet, but maybe. If you're new here, check out other videos that we got going, and definitely like and subscribe if you like them. See you next time on Blood and Gold.